Ladder climbers, Antoine Wade here from Elevate to the Unknown and NextGenHeights.com. And it is Friday, October the 3rd at 7 a.m. Central. And we are live here at the Daily Climb. Just listen, this week, the data started telling a story. And that story is urgent. Monday, we talked about Accenture, how they announced that they are cutting 11,000 people who can't learn AI fast enough. On Tuesday, 100,000 federal workers quit in one day, the biggest resignation in American history. On Wednesday, 750,000 more got furloughed. The government shut down. On Thursday, Google fired 100 workers. Meanwhile, an 18-year-old kid raised $6.2 million with 0 employees. And this morning, while you guys were sleeping, ConocoPhillips sent layoff notices to 3,250 workers. Tata Consultancy Services offered severance packages to 12,000 employees. The White House confirmed that they are about to fire thousands of federal workers permanently. But here's what I noticed when I looked at what 3 Fortune 500 CEOs said this week. The CEO of LinkedIn said that college degrees don't matter anymore. The CEO of Nvidia said, we need hundreds of thousands of electricians and plumbers, and we need them now. And the CEO of Ford said that his own son quit college to become a mechanic. I didn't plan this. They didn't coordinate the conversations between the CEOs. But when 3 CEOs say essentially the same thing within 48 hours, that's not coincidence. That is a pattern. So today's show is different. Today, I'm not going to just show you the collapse. Today, I'm showing you what the data says is coming. And I'm giving you the weekend action plan to position before everyone else sees it. Okay? We got about 64 minutes this morning. We are about to climb, and we're about to climb real fast. Let me see who's all in the house. We got Jaquez in the house. We got Teresa Wade in the house. Guys, as you are coming into the Daily Climb show this morning, make sure that you hit like on the video. Not only that, if you are new to our channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you drop on a Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central. That's what we do. It is Friday today, and it is going to be a fantastic day. Let's climb, guys. Let's jump into our first segment. Let's talk about the data. The data that came out yesterday should terrify some of you guys, and it should terrify the people who are consultants. Every consultant in America it should terrify. And let me show you guys why. Business Insider, they published something that most people missed on yesterday. But the people who watch this show, you're not most people. You guys are getting up in the morning, you're getting your grind in, you're getting your workouts done early in the morning so that you can come and watch this show and be prepared to go and crush your day. So you're not like most people. But let me tell you what this article said. It says professional and business services. That's the category that includes consulting. Job openings in that sector dropped 31.4% year over year. 31.4%. That's not just a decline. That's the steepest drop of any sector in the entire economy. We were talking about tech a lot this year. That number beats tech. That number beats retail. That number beats hospitality. Consulting is bleeding the worst. That's what the data is showing us. 31.4%. Now, let me show you 2 more data points. Then you'll see the pattern. Companies announced 946,000 job cuts so far this year. Almost 1 million people in 2025. And the year ain't even over yet. That's the highest number since 2020, since the pandemic. We are about to cross 1 million job cuts for the first time in 5 years. In hiring plans, you know how companies announce how many people that they plan to hire? That number is at 204,939 for the whole year. You know when it was that low the last time? That's a question for you guys. 2009, the Great Recession. So here's what the data says. Consulting openings down 31.4%. Job cuts at pandemic levels. Hiring at the Great Recession levels. This is why that I predicted on Wednesday that McKinsey announces job cuts soon. Not because I am guessing and putting data out of my ass. It's because this is the pattern before every major consulting firm announces cuts. Accenture announced September the 26th that they were cutting 11,000. 8 days of silence from McKinsey, Deloitte, PwC, EY, Bain. That's 8 days. That's a long time before they say anything. And I said that they're going to announce it by October the 15th. That's 12 days from now. Could be sooner, could be later, but the data says it's coming. And this morning proved the acceleration is real. ConocoPhillips, the oil giant, sent layoff notices to 3,250 workers this morning, 25% of their global workforce. That's not consulting. This is oil and gas. Exxon announced 2,000 cuts on yesterday. And overnight, the consulting firm Tata Consultancy Services based out of India, they offered severance packages to 12,000 employees. Type oil in the chat if you didn't expect traditional industries to be impacted like that. Let me know. If you expected it to happen, type, I knew this was coming in the chat. Do you guys see what's happening here? AI isn't just hitting tech. It's hitting oil. It's hitting energy. It's hitting consulting around the world. Oil prices are at $61 a barrel, below break even for most producers. But these companies aren't just cutting because of oil prices. They're saying the same thing that Accenture said. We are restructuring for AI. Here's the last data point that I want to share with you guys. Okay. Business Insider. They reported on something called getting OpenAI. Something crazy like that, ain't it? You hear getting OpenAI? It's the new getting Amazon. You guys remember Amazon came on the market and they started competing with everyone. And they were taking market share from everyone. Well, OpenAI is doing the exact same thing. When OpenAI announces new tools, entire industries lose market value overnight. OpenAI announced that they are offering internal SaaS tools this week. HubSpot, Salesforce, DocuSign, all dropped. When OpenAI launched Sora, Adobe dropped 7% in one day. When students started using ChatGPT, Che dropped 50% in one day. So here's where we are right now. Day 8 since Accenture, consulting down 31%, oil companies cutting thousands overnight, OpenAI destroying industries with announcements. The data says major cuts are coming. They're imminent. Not just McKinsey, across all industries. But while all that's happening, one Google worker made $600,000 last year, and she's completely safe. And I'm going to show you guys why. Because this is the kind of stuff that we be talking about on the Daily Climb Show. The multiple streams of income. That's the only way you're going to be safe. Now, let me take a sip of this coffee real quick because It's good. And I know that was heavy. I want that to digest with you all. But here's why I started this show with the bad news. Because when you see what's collapsing, you will understand why what I'm about to show you matters. One Google worker, $600,000, while 100 of her colleagues got fired yesterday. I want you guys to stay with me on this one, okay? Because this is the main part of this show that I want you to take something from. All right? Stay with me. All right, we're back. Yesterday, I came across an article on Business Insider. Business Insider basically published a story about a young lady named Sundus Khalid, Google employee. And I want you to understand why I am showing you this on this show this morning. Not because you're going to become a content creator, not because you need 800,000 followers, because she understood something 3 years ago that most people are just figuring out now. Your employer doesn't owe you stability, so you should build it yourself. You have to build it yourself. Do me a favor in the chat. Type 600K if that number got your attention. If that number got your attention, type 600K in the chat. I see you, K Young. I see you, Jacques. I see you, Fabrice. Good to see you. See you, Deidre. K Young. East Coast Kev. Good to see you. See you, Shanti. Shanti's in the house this morning. Good to see you, young lady. But here's her situation. Google salary. Check this out. Let me do the numbers for you guys, because you guys like to see the numbers. $292,000 a year. Her content creation side hustle, $302,000. Total, $594,000. She spends 5 hours a week on that side hustle. Just 5 hours, guys. Now, before your brain goes, oh, YouTube, that's not for me. I don't want to get on camera. I don't want to tell people anything. People are going to judge me. People are going to say, you talk funny, you look funny, your teeth aren't clean, whatever it is, right? I want you guys to eliminate that doubt. And I want you guys just to listen to the principle. 2015, she started at Amazon. $77,000 as a data engineer. Good money, but not a lot of money. Good money, though, more than the average. Over 9 years, she climbed from $77,000 to $292,000 at Google. 292%, or 297 or 99%. I got to get my percentage right. 279% increase. But here's what she did that was different. 2016, while still grinding at Amazon, she started posting on Instagram about her career. She wasn't selling anything, just connecting with other women in the tech world. You know how, women like to get together and they want to talk about tech and all this other stuff because some feel like there aren't many of them in the tech space. So she started posting about being in tech as a woman to connect with other women. 2020 comes around. She started making educational content on YouTube, Reels, Instagram, and she started giving career advice. Brands noticed her. They started to reach out. Can we sponsor your video, Sundus? She said, yes, absolutely. 90% of her $300,000 of income now comes from brand partnerships. And here's the system that matters. She hired a VA to handle her inbox and negotiations. She hired editors part-time to handle the production and the content creation piece of it. She focused on two things: ideas and scripts. That is it. Do me a favor in the chat. Type system if you're seeing it. Now, here's why this matters. October 1st, 100 Google Cloud workers got termination letters. Sundus, if Google fires her tomorrow, she still makes $302,000 a year. Same company, opposite outcomes. And I need you guys to understand something. This isn't about being special. This isn't about having a big audience at all. This is about understanding that your 9 to 5 is not your safety net anymore. In the chat, type safety if this is landing with you. If you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, type safety in the chat. And look, guys, I know some of you, that was a bad mess right there. I just spilled my coffee, but we're going to continue on down the show. I know some of you are thinking, I don't have 4 years to build this like Sundus did. And I would say most of you, you're right, because you don't. But here's what you can do this weekend. And I'm going to give you guys the plan in segment 5. The principle is ultimately simple. Monetize your expertise outside of your paycheck. Sundus, she monetized her career advice. Federal workers that we talked about on Monday and Tuesday are monetizing their government expertise, making $10,000 to $15,000 a month on frontiers. The 18-year-old that we talked about on yesterday monetized the AI tool that he built, and he was able to raise $6.2 million. Different methods, same principle, multiple income streams. Because when Accenture says we're exiting people who can't reskill fast enough, having only one income stream is a risk. When your company follows, having only one income stream is the risk. Sundus, she built her safety net 5 hours a week over 4 years. You're going to start yours this weekend. Look, guys, I need to pause here real quick for a second. I need to take a sip of my coffee and probably even need to come back to pick up this mess, clean up this mess. We'll take care of that after the show. But if you're watching this and you just got laid off, just know this, that I see you. If you open your email on Tuesday and saw that your position was eliminated, I know that is hard. I talked to somebody on the phone 2 days ago, and that is hard. And if you are employed, but you're scared because you see what's coming, that's normal. The fear is rational. But the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is that the people who panic are the people who didn't see this coming. You are here, you're watching this show, you see the pattern, you saw the pattern. That puts you ahead of 95% of people. Take a breath. We're going to give you guys the action plan, and you are going to be just fine. And if you want help building your specific plan, make sure you join our Patreon. We have people who've made these sort of transitions. I've made the transition. We have federal workers who became consultants. We have tech workers who built side income. They'll show you exactly how to do it. They'll talk to you about it. Link in the description of this video. So you guys see and have saw what safety looks like. You see the numbers here. Sundus have did it. Okay. I mean, like, she did it. She built her side hustle. Now that's over her Google salary. And I see you guys in the chat. Shanti says safety. Andre Oliver says safety. David Evans says safety. Right. So you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Now I'm going to show you what 3 CEOs said this week. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. They didn't coordinate this. But when I looked at what they said within 48 hours of each other, I saw two paths forward. So stay with me in this conversation as well, too. Here's what happened this week. Tuesday morning, LinkedIn CEO spoke in San Francisco. Tuesday, Nvidia CEO gave an interview to the UK press, the UK news. On Wednesday, Ford CEO spoke at an event with the Labor Secretary. 3 different CEOs, 3 different companies, 3 different contexts. But when I looked at what they said, I noticed something. They're all describing the same shift from different angles. And the shift shows you basically 2 paths that actually work in the AI economy. Now, I'm synthesizing here. This is my interpretation. It is what I'm seeing based on the data, is what I'm seeing based on me using my AI tools and coming up with the show for today. But they didn't get together and plan this message, is ultimately what I'm saying. But patterns matter. So let me show you what I saw. Okay? Ryan Zelensky, or Roslansky. Sorry, I pronounced his name the wrong way. His name is Ryan Roslansky. He's the CEO of LinkedIn. He's the executive VP at Microsoft. On Tuesday, he did a fireside chat at their San Francisco office. Okay? And he said something that challenges basically everything that we were told growing up. His quote was, "The future of work belongs not to the people with the fanciest degrees or who went to the best colleges, but to the people who are adaptable, forward thinking, ready to learn, and ready to embrace AI tools." That's what he said. You remember all the times that we've heard in our life growing up. You got to go to this school. You got to go get this degree. You got to do this. You got to do that. That is not the future. Type degrees if this challenges what your parents told you. Now, let me show you the data that LinkedIn is seeing. Microsoft did a survey. 71% of business leaders said that they would choose the less experienced candidate with AI skills over their experienced candidate without AI skills. So think about that. 71% of leaders said that. If you have 15 years of experience, but if a 25-year-old applying against you knows AI and you don't, you lose 7 out of 10 times. LinkedIn's own platform data shows job postings requiring AI literacy, and it increased 70% year over year. And their chief economist said something that I wrote down: adaptability is the new currency. Now, Ryan Roslansky gave us 4 qualities that matter more than your degree. And I want you guys to think about this, potentially even write this down, take some notes on this. This is what he said. He says, quality 1, AI literacy. This is not optional anymore. This is required. And if you can't work with AI tools, you can't compete. Quality 2, adaptability. Skills in AI jobs change 66% faster than traditional jobs. You have to learn constantly. Quality 3, communication and empathy. And he said something important here. The human component is your secret weapon. Don't forget human skills. Quality 4, forward thinking. Being ready to learn what's next before everyone else learns it. Remember Sundus from our last segment? The beautiful young lady who makes over $500,000, almost $600,000 a year. Think about her. She has all 4 qualities. She learned AI tools for content. She adapted to new platforms. She built relationships. She stayed ahead. The 100 Google workers who got fired the other day, experience without AI, that's one path. White collar, AI skills plus the four qualities, excuse me. Interesting, ain't it? Now, let me show you what I noticed from the other two CEOs, because there's other ones in here as well. We'll get to the Ford one in a second. But Jensen Huang, the Nvidia CEO, the leader of the $3 trillion company that makes all the chips that run AI, he gave an interview to the UK News this week. And his quote said this. He says, if you are an electrician, you are a plumber, a carpenter, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of them to build all these factories. The skilled craft segment of our economy is going to see a major boom. Type trades if you never saw all this coming. Type trades if you never even consider it. Now, here's why he's saying this. Every AI data center needs electricians to wire it, plumbers for cooling systems, carpenters for construction. One data center, 250,000 square feet, 1,500 construction workers doing the build. Those workers make over $100,000 without a college degree plus overtime. Each permanent job creates 3.5 more jobs in the local economy. Nvidia just invested $100 billion in OpenAI to build data centers. The industry is projected to spend over $7 trillion by 2030. Now, here's where Ford CEO comes in. This gentleman that I have on the screen here, Jim Farley. He spoke on Wednesday at an event with Mike Rowe and the labor secretary, and he told a personal story. His son worked as a mechanic this summer. Then his son said something that shocked both him and his wife. Dad, I don't know why I need to go to college. So Farley and his wife looked at each other and basically said, should we even debate this? If you guys got kids that are pretty much going to be making a decision like this pretty soon, type son in the chat. Mike Rowe is the guy who is on the show Dirtiest Jobs. Many of you guys have seen that before. He's the blue collar worker who's been talking about the trades and the skilled jobs for a very, very long time. He shared data. College cost $12,000 in 1984. It cost $97,000 today. And the labor secretary said that trade school graduates earn $11,000 more per year than college graduates on average. More money, nor debt. So if you go to trade school, you're going to make more money. You're going to have no debt. Then Mike Rowe, he said something that most of us will never forget. AI is coming for coders, not for the welders, or not yet. Now I'm going to connect what I noticed across these three CEOs and reading their articles and listening to what they had to say. Nvidia, they build the AI that replaces white collar workers, but that AI needs infrastructure, data centers. That infrastructure needs hundreds of thousands of skilled people, skilled tradespeople, more specific. So AI eliminates one type of work while creating another type of work. And here's what I synthesized from looking at all three together. Path one, white collar, learn AI, build the four qualities that we talked about in the last segment. LinkedIn CEO, He listed those qualities. Make six figures by being adaptable. Path 2, blue collar boom. Trades, electricians, plumbers, HVACs. They make over $100,000 building infrastructure for AI. No debt. In the chats, type both if you see two options. Let me know. I'm going to be honest with you. About the path 2. Most of you watching this aren't going to become electricians. I mean, most of you guys got 15 to, over 10 years of work in some white collar job. Could be for the government, could be for private company, could be for a public company, or it could be in tech, or you got 15 years of consulting, whatever it is, right? Marketing, you got a mortgage, you got kids, you got school, you got all this other stuff, right? I'm not naive, but here's why I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing this with you because some of you have kids making college decisions right now. This data matters for them. So you should be sharing this sort of information with the kids and having these kind of conversations. Second, understanding where blue collar, where the boom is happening, helps you to see adjacent opportunities. Project management for data center construction, technical recruiting for skilled trades, sales for construction tech. Those are white collar jobs in the blue collar boom. You got to be able to see this sort of stuff. These are the opportunities that exist out there. Some people are just so single-minded and so single-vision, they can't even see the opportunities amongst the boom and the opportunities that exist out there because of this boom. You just have to be adaptable. Third, seeing that AI creates these jobs while eliminating yours helps you understand the pattern. You can position yourself in the growth areas. That's what we were talking about. That's what we've been talking about on this show for the last month since I created it. So path 2 isn't just to go be a plumber, to go be an electrician or HVAC. Now, if that's what you want to do because you don't have, the kids and all this other stuff, and you can make a transition like that because you got a nice little nest egg and you can make that transition, fine, go and do it. But path 2 is to understand where AI is creating the demand and to position yourself there. That's what I noticed from the 3 CEOs this week. They didn't coordinate it, but the pattern to me is crystal clear. Traditional credentials do not protect you. AI skills do, or being in the infrastructure that AI needs is very, very likely to protect you. Now, I want to give you guys a quick government update because we are in day 3 of the shutdown. Day 3. I'm going to share with you an update on the day 3 of the government shutdown. Basically, in my opinion, it got worse overnight. And then I'm going to give you the weekend action plan. So make sure you stay with me. 3 minutes. Well, I'm not going to tell you 3 minutes. It's going to be about 5 minutes on the shutdown, and then we'll get to work, okay? I'm going to go to a news article about the shutdown. Here it is.
It is day 3 of the government shutdown. Today, senators are expected to vote to reopen the government, but the vote is not expected to pass.
And Danita, meanwhile, President Trump met with a White House executive to discuss which programs should be cut during the shutdown. NBC's Bianca Fuschini has more from Washington.
The government shutdown has families across the country bracing for the worst.
We're kind of getting used to uncertainty.
And as federal workers wait for updates, they're feeling frustrated.
What we really want to do is to be at work. We're feeling angry at being treated as political pawns.
It's unclear if Democrats and Republicans have made any progress in negotiations. The Senate is scheduled to vote again today, but the measures aren't expected to pass. In the meantime, the Trump administration is planning on layoffs.
Look, it's likely going to be in the thousands.
President Trump met with Budget Director Russ Vought on Thursday. In a post online, he said the two would discuss which Democrat agencies Vought recommended be cut. Democrats say the president is using the shutdown to target them.
The American people are crystal clear on who shut down the government. Crystal clear. They know it was Donald Trump and Republicans for a wide variety of reasons.
It's a government shutdown.
Meanwhile, Republican Senate Leader John Thune says negotiations over health care, the sticking point for Democrats, can start only once the government opens up again.
I don't think you can keep this hostage. As soon as they release the hostage, then we can talk about those other issues.
Neither side showing signs of backing down, with no breakthrough in sight. So far, hundreds of thousands of workers have been furloughed, which means they will not see any pay until the government reopens.
Wow. No pay till the government reopens. Let me give you guys a quick update, just in case you didn't hear it directly from them. Tuesday at midnight, government shutdown. Friday morning, still shut down. 800,000 federal workers were furloughed. Can't work, no pay. 700,000 more working without pay. Essential employees. 1.5 million people affected. But here's what changed overnight. White House press secretary confirmed on yesterday. Federal layoffs are coming in the thousands. The young lady said it in the news briefing that I just shared with you. She said imminent, not days, not weeks. President Trump met yesterday with the OMB director, the budget director, to decide which agencies to cut permanently. See, normal shutdowns are temporary. You furlough people. Congress passes a budget. Everyone comes back to work. Everybody's happy again. Everybody gets the back pay. But that's not necessarily this. The White House is using the shutdown to make permanent cuts in something else. Unprecedented happened. Federal agencies put partisan messages on their websites. HUD's website said, it said the radical left in Congress shut down the government, man. That's what they basically said. They said these radical people on the left asked for a whole bunch of stuff when the other side was like, let's just continue to get along and go with what we already got. The other side said, nope, we ain't doing it. The Department of Labor sent email templates to employees, suggested that they use partisan language in out-of-office messages, blaming each other. Who's responsible for this layoff? You heard Hakeem Jeffries on the video that I played. Everybody knows who's responsible for the layoffs. Federal employees are supposed to be partisan, civil servants, not political. Ethic groups, they filed the Hatch Act complaints. Many of you guys are probably saying, this doesn't matter to me, Antoine. Well, here's why this matters for you. If you are federal or you know federal workers, this isn't a normal shutdown. This is restructuring. The people who survive prove that they bring value that AI or automation can't replace. Remember on Monday, we talked about the website On Frontiers, where they were federal experts who became consultants and were making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, $25,000 for some. They charge $25 to $500 an hour for their expertise. That's with the website On Frontiers. We talked about it. We talked about the people who made the transition from federal services to become consultants and getting all kinds of money. If you are federal and you're trying to figure out how to position, that's what we will cover in the Patreon. federal workers who made the transition, we'll talk about them. I'll get some information from them. I'll even pull them in, but they'll walk you through how to do it. Link in the description below. If you are in the federal world, type federal in the chat. Senate can't vote until today because yesterday was apparently Yom Kippur. Earliest this ends is today or tomorrow. But Senate Majority Leader said a weekend vote is very unlikely. So this is going into next week. And here's the reality. The federal is no longer stable. The government jobs are no longer stable. Consulting isn't stable. Big tech isn't stable. Traditional industries are no longer stable. But two paths are wide open. And you're about to get the weekend plan, for both. I'm about to give it to you guys. Because you know what? We talk about this sort of stuff, but we give solutions over here. You go to the news stations, they're not going to give you any solutions at all. They're just going to tell you about the doom and gloom and expect for you to figure it out. Not give you any data or anything like that to figure it out. I'm going to point you guys in the right plan, in the right path. I'm going to give you guys the resources that you can talk to, build a community around. Stay with me for the next 12 minutes. It's going to change your weekend. Most people will be watching football and scroll social media, all that TikTok jumbo and all the Instagram stuff. You're not most people, though. You're going to position yourself now. Let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. So, guys, it's what is it? It's Friday morning. As soon as I'm off this show, I got to clean up this coffee mess. I got to get ready for a call with my boss, and then I am headed to Houston for this weekend to go and celebrate my big bros, KB's 40th birthday. But we have the weekend ahead of us. Most people are going to be doing absolutely nothing. They'll be watching football. They'll be scrolling TikTok. They'll show up Monday exactly where they left off. You are not most people. You guys are ladder climbers. That's why you're watching this show. So here's what you are going to do this weekend. You're going to pick one path, and you're going to take the first real steps. I'm going to give you guys both. Then you can actually choose, okay? Path one. This is for the people staying in the office work, staying in white collar jobs. People who are in tech, marketing, finance, consulting, sales, any desk job, any white collar job, any of that. You're starting one AI certification. AWS AI practitioner, $100. Azure AI 900, $69. Or LinkedIn Learning, if you have a premium account, you can do it for free. Or Coursera. Jump in Coursera, take an AI course, start it. Pick one, start Saturday. Why? Because 71% of the CEOs and hiring managers are choosing AI skills over experience. Type CERT if you're starting one this weekend. Type it in the chat. I want to know. Or if you already started one and you're already working on one, you can type CERT in as well. Okay? Just want to get some feedback from you guys. Saturday afternoon, spend 2 hours. Build one custom GPT for your specific job. If you are in sales, build a GPT that writes code emails in your voice. If you are in marketing, build a GPT that analyzes campaign data and suggests improvements. If you are in HR, build a GPT that screens resumes for specific criteria. If you are in finance, build a GPT that explains reports in plain language. Go to ChatGPT or Claude, use the custom GPT builder. You can spend 2 hours on it. All you need to choose is one of these tools, Claude or ChatGPT. Now, the question that you probably have is, why should I be doing this, Antoine? Because that is AI literacy, quality number one. On Sunday morning, spend 2 hours. Update your LinkedIn profile. Your headline needs to include AI in it. Not marketing manager, it's marketing manager, AI-driven strategy. Why? Because recruiters are searching for AI on LinkedIn. You need to show up in those searches. Then write one post. I just built my first GPT for your job. Here's what I learned. One post. Public learning. Shows positioning. Or make a YouTube video about it if you don't want to use LinkedIn. Post it somewhere so that people can see it. Sunday afternoon. Reach out to 5 people who successfully pivoted using AI. You can do a LinkedIn search for that. Find people who move from your old role to AI focused roles. You guys can see that on LinkedIn. Send them a message. Hey, saw you moved from this place to this place. Make it a similar transition. Would you do a 15-minute call to share some advice? That's all you got to do. Send 5 messages. Someone will respond. And when they do respond, don't be cheap and not send them a Starbucks a gift card on the back end or whatever it is. Ask them what they like. Send them something. Buy them a coffee. That's path 1. 4 steps, 8 hours total this weekend. If you do those 4 things, you will have more AI positioning than 90% of people in your field by Monday morning. Now I'm going to give you guys the path 2. And I have to be honest about this one and who this is for. This is for 3 groups of people. 1, you have kids making college decisions. This research helps them. 2, you're open to a complete career change. And some of you guys are open for that, or some of you guys are ready to do that. That's completely fine. I respect that completely. The fact that you have the ability to do such a thing, that is mad respect. 3, you want to find white collar work in the blue collar boom. Project management, like my man Dave says. Recruiting, sales, operations. This is for you. Okay? Research trade schools in your area. Google electrician apprenticeship near me, plumber trade school near me, HVAC certification near me. Find 3 programs. Write down cost, duration, job placement rate. Then do the math on paper. College, $97,000 for 4 years. Trade school, $5,000 to $15,000, 6 months to 2 years. Starting salary for electrician, $67,000. Within 5 years, over $100,000. Do the math. You can see the return on investment. If you guys are going to run these numbers, type math in the chat. You should be running these numbers. Saturday afternoon, spend 2 hours, watch YouTube. Day in the life of an electrician. How much plumbers really make. HVAC technician careers. 3 to 5 videos. Watch it. Digest it. Understand it. Get a real feel for the work. Modern electricians install smart systems, data centers, solar, EV charging. This is the technical work. Sunday morning, spend 2 hours. Call 3 trade schools if they're open. Ask when the next class or research them. Look into the total cost. Look into the financing. Look into the job placement rates. How long until you start earning? Real phone calls, real answers. Get to it. I was watching Erica Williams last night, Classic Climbs, Microeconomics, right before going to bed. It was around 7:45. I saw that she was on YouTube. I popped on YouTube. I jumped into her chat. She was talking about how people make entry-level mistakes all the time. And it was about entry level and entry level across multiple areas she was talking about. And it was one lady who moved from San Antonio to West Texas, didn't do her research, and she built or she put on a trailer or whatever it is and was expecting people to want to come over there and rent her place out. And she was going to build land and all this other stuff. She gets out there after buying the land. She realized it was going to cost her $270-something thousand to run water and sewer to where she was at. She didn't do her research. That's entry level. You have to do your research. You're not entry level. The tools are out here, they're out here. You can find this information out. You can prompt it. You can go to Google. You can use Perplexity. You can use Claude. You can use ChatGPT. The tools are out here now. Don't be entry level. Do the research. Sunday afternoon, spend 2 hours reaching out to two people making over $100,000 in the trades. You're going to find a lot of those. On LinkedIn, type in master electrician in your city. Anybody with 5+ years of experience, message them. Considering electrical work, would you do a quick call to share your experience? Tradespeople love talking about their work. My father-in-law was in the trades. He loved talking about his work. That was one of the things that we always talked about, his work. He was a welder. He helped with heating and cooling systems. He helped with range hoods and restaurants. He loved to talk about his work. Someone will respond. Reach out. You have to put in yourself out there to do it. Now, here's the third option for people who are employed and want to stay employed, but build a safety net. This weekend, identify one expertise that you have that you could monetize outside of your 9 to 5. It could be that you are a master in Excel. You could sell templates on Gumroad. It could be that you are good at presentations. You can build freelance decks, designs on Upwork. It could be that you have industry expertise in supply chain. You can consult on Fiverr or on Frontiers. It could be the fact that you know about cybersecurity and global trade or whatever it is. You can consult. Create a story that's worth sharing and start creating content. Pick one. Make your first dollar this weekend. Even if it's $5, prove the concept. If you make one YouTube video, that's a step to $5. You may not have anybody that watches it within the first couple days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is. It's a step to $5. If you create a YouTube video, you might as well already say that you've created your first dollars, because those things stack up. Before you know it, they're going to be making $5 a day for you over some time, or more, or hundreds of dollars a day, or thousands of dollars a day. Prove the concept. Create some content behind what it is that you know. If you guys are going down this hybrid approach, type hybrid in the chat. I want to know which approaches you guys are going down. I'm in the hybrid approach. I like to get to the money, the corporate bag, and I love to get to the YouTube bag. I like to get to the social media bag. I like to get to the coaching bag. I like to get to the real estate bag. I like to get it all. I love hybrid. If you guys are part of my Patreon, you would see how much YouTube can pay you. And it can pay you a lot of money if you put in the work. I got a good buddy of mine. He makes over $181,000 a month. I know people making $50,000 a month just from YouTube. And that's just ads without brands. That's not including Patreons. That's not including coaching calls or anything like that. Share your expertise. I'm telling you like this, man. It changed my life. YouTube, having a presence online. Many people were like, what is this guy doing? It's changed a lot. 1 month, you're making $500 a month. That was 2018. Next thing you know, 2019, you're making $1,000 a month. Next thing you know, 2020, you're making, $3,000 a month, and that stacks up over time. You do this for a good amount of time, and $1,000 a month is, especially if you're only putting in 5 to 3 hours, it's not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time. but you're making money. It's a car payment. That's part of your mortgage. That's grocery. That's taking your wife out. That's taking your husband out. That's saving. That's investing. That's pouring back into yourself. But here's the bottom line, guys. 3 paths, pick one, take action this weekend. Because here's what's coming. The data says that major announcements are coming. Could be McKinsey by October the 15th, like I predicted. It could be another firm sooner. Could be your company. When that announcement comes, everyone is going to panic. Everyone's going to scramble. Everyone's going to start Googling AI certifications and career change. And you're not everyone. You position yourself this weekend. You're ready on Monday. When the announcements come, you're already 10 steps ahead. Real quick, guys, if this information is helping you, make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to the Elevate to the Unknown YouTube channel and continue to come back to the Daily Climb. We do this every weekday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central. Position before everyone else panics. Let's do this. Let's start to wrap this up. Last segment here. I'm going to do a quick recap of this entire week in just about 3 minutes. Stay with me, guys. I'll tell you exactly what we're covering on Monday so that we can finish this week strong and get ready to have a solid week next week as well. We are in Q4. Q4 is when sports players hold up the 4. This is when we make it count. Q4, make it count. Let me take you through this week real quick. Real quick. Monday, we talked about Accenture. 11,000 people. Can't reskill fast enough, CEO said. We're exiting people where reskilling is not viable. On Tuesday, 100,000 federal workers resigned. Biggest single day in history. Boston Consulting Group, BCG, that we talked about, made AI a performance metric. AT&T said that loyalty is dead. John Stankey, the CEO of AT&T, said it. On Wednesday, 750,000 federal workers were furloughed. Government shut down. I showed you federal workers making $10,000 to $15,000 a month consulting. Left feds and went to consulting and getting all kinds of money. On Thursday, Google fired 100 people out of their Google UX research organization. We also talked about an 18-year-old who raised $6.2 million with 0 employees. He dropped out of high school. We also talked about traditional industries and how they use AI language for cuts. Friday morning, ConocoPhillips, 3,250 layoff notices. Tata Consulting Services, 12,000 severance packages. White House, thousands of permanent federal job cuts coming soon. In the chat, type week if you felt like this is a long week. It felt like a long week to me. On Tuesday, it felt like a long week. But you know what? We get up, we make it happen, even if we spill our coffee. It's going to be a mess to clean up. Three CEOs showed us the pattern. LinkedIn CEO says degrees don't protect you. AI skills do. Nvidia CEO, hundreds of thousands of trade jobs are coming. Ford CEO, my son is questioning college. 2 paths emerged from that data. Here's the countdown. I predicted Wednesday that McKinsey announces by October the 15th. That's 12 days from now. Could be sooner. Could be another, firm that does it first. But it could be slightly later. But the data says it's coming. Since consulting Consulting openings are down 31%, worse than the economy. Job cuts at 946,000, heading to 1 million. First time in a long time, since 2020. Hiring plans at 2009 levels. Great Recession levels. Companies cut thousands overnight. ConocoPhillips did it today. TCS overnight. If you're not subscribed, guys, to this channel, I can see about 83 of you guys watching us right now. If you're not subscribed, make sure, 1, you hit the like button. 2, hit the subscribe button next. Monday's show is critical. We're going to be entering the final countdown. Here's what we'll be covering on Monday. First, day 11 update. Any announcements over the weekend? Did the showdown or did the shutdown basically end? What happened? Second, and this is big, I'm featuring your progress. If you do the weekend action plan, tag me on LinkedIn or tag me on Twitter or tag me on Instagram, tag me wherever. Send me an email. support@blkheights.com. I'll show the best stories on Monday. Only if you send them to me, though. If you don't send me anything, I'm not even going to have a segment. Third, I'm breaking down the final day's positioning strategy. So what you do between now and when the announcements come. That's Monday. But here's what matters right now. Pick your path this weekend. Path 1, white collar AI certification, custom GPT, LinkedIn update, 5 outreach messages. Path 2, trades or adjacent, research, math, calls, conversations. Path 3, Sundus principle. Identify expertise, start monetizing it. Build a safety net. Don't wait. Don't scroll all weekend. Don't just watch football. Don't show up on Monday the same person that you were on Friday. Because at the end of the day, when the announcements come, whether you like it or not, you will either be positioned or panicked. And you guys aren't like everyone else. You guys are ladder climbers. All right, ladder climbers, that's the show today. How many minutes? 65 minutes. Boy, oh boy, that was fantastic. 3 CEOs, 2 past, 1 weekend. This is the Daily Climb. I'm your host, Antoine Wade. The data shows it's coming. You see the pattern now positioned before everyone else sees it. I'll see you guys on Monday morning, day 11. Make sure you keep climbing. Have a fantastic weekend. Let me go up here. I see the Life of Cam. He left me a $9.99 super chat. I want to acknowledge that. I created an SP webpage for work. I used the same skill to create an SP page for the group S Corp I helped found. Now our president, CEO, asked me to create one for another business that he owns. Crushing it. Crushing it. SP stands for SharePoint. My man Kamal says he is getting the work done. He's getting it done. Kenneth Barney, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. He says, great show. We must take control of our own lives. Keep educating us, brother. I appreciate the $50 super chat, brother Kenneth Barney. I'm going to be on the road in just a short amount of time to head to your city to celebrate your 40th birthday. I'm looking forward to it, big bro. My boy, Chris Walker, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. My man, Dave Evans, I'm going to call you when I'm driving a little bit after 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. my time. I'll give you a quick call. We'll chat it up for a bit. Aston James, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you all for you do, sir. Appreciate you and your channel. Thank you so much, Aston. Appreciate you. Guys, you guys are fantastic. Love you guys, man. Enjoy your freaking weekend. Turn up. Have some fun, but make sure you don't come back being the same person that you was on Friday. Take one step closer. Get one step closer. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out now.